Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's Young and the Restless. This recap is for Friday, September the 16th, 2022. Friday, September the 16th, 2022. Well, I'm going to get rid of the minor stuff. We get Chloe coming into the office bright and early with the peace offering because yesterday she goes, "That's it, I'm out." I thought she was quitting, but no. She comes back. She apologizes to Sally for, the way she spoke to her and the way she left. Um, and she says she bought Sally favorite pastry, some coffee, and said, "Look, let's get down to work." You know, she's happy, ready to go. Sally says, "You know what? Because Sally's mind is thinking about her and Nick and oh goodness, not paying attention to Chloe. And Chloe can see, oh my God, you're not even listening, you're distracted." And Sally's like, "You know what? I've got something I gotta go do." She gets up and walks right past Chloe, and Chloe standing there like, wait, what? What now? She's the CEO, and her COO cannot catch her. Okay, can't get her to do any work. So that's incredible. And Chloe's just like, oh my God. So Sally leaves. She goes to Victoria's office to talk to Victoria. Nick is there. And Victoria suggests Nick and Sally talk or whatever, however it works out. And Nick and Sally leave. They go to the park to get some. They actually supposed to be going up to his office, but they head to the park. They get some coffee. They're talking. Okay. Adam, who has a new job, and Victoria made this flippant comment to him like, "Aren't you supposed to be at your new job? You must not be that important because you here. You don't even work here, but you're not where you work, right?" And I'm thinking, you know what? He hasn't been where he's supposed to be because before he came up to Victoria's office, he went to Sally's office and Chloe said she's not here. So, she left out of here. I don't know where she went, but she's not here. And what are you doing here? Don't you have a job? And so Adam and Chloe do their little, back and forth that they always do. And that's when Adam goes up to Victoria's office and she's like, she and Nick went up to Nick's office, for a meeting. And Adam is trying to fish about, you know, you guys, are you giving her a shot? And he's asking questions that he shouldn't ask. It's none of his business if in fact they're thinking of firing Sally. It's none of his business to try to find out who's doing what. Because he asked Chloe, I don't ever remember having um this many conversations and meeting with the COO of Newman. And Chloe said, well, maybe it's because the COO of Newman, or the CEO, the co-CEO Newman, was Nikki, and Nikki didn't want to have nothing to do with you because they really only had the COO when Nick came. They gave him that position. So maybe that's why you didn't have any meetings, you know. But anyway, Victoria gives him half answers, and because it's really none of his business, and she kind of pretty much dismisses him. So Sally and Nick, they finish their coffee, they finish their talk, and she tells him Adam came over after he left, after Nick dropped her off at her door, and he made declaration. It's like, oh my goodness, I don't want to hear. He's pulled on my heartstrings, and oh, all this, that, and the other. And Nick is like, well, we don't need to talk about Adam. And oh my goodness, my brother, that made it even worse. We need to talk about my brother. Yeah, we're related. He's my brother. This is how I treat my brother. And they get up. They said, okay, you know what? We really need to get back to work. And I'm thinking, not back to work. You need to get to work. You need to get some work done. Let's get some work done. So they stand up, supposed to be going back to the office. But then the next scene of them, they're coming in her hotel room. How do we go from office to barely getting the hotel door open because you're kissing in the hallway and all of that. Okay. So they have a whole nother makeout session in Sally's room. So they're basking in the afterglow on her bed. And now you could tell it's like, okay, now your whole day is gone. Or it's time for lunch now. And neither one of you have put an ounce of work in. And they're back dressed, and I guess they ordered some room service. And she goes, finally, I thought they forgot about us. And she opens the door, and it's Adam standing there. And I'm thinking, still not at work, Adam? Still not at work? You're the one really looking pathetic, chasing after Sally everywhere. And why? Why? Right? So Sally opens the door thinking it's room service. Finally, I thought you forgot about me. And it's Adam, and she's looking. And of course, Nick has to step from the side in front of the door, just looking at his brother like, yeah, it's me. I'm here. I'm standing here I'm in Sally's room. Can you guess what we were doing? Want to take a guess, brother? Well, what we may or may not have been doing, what we were doing. And Sally's just standing there like, oh. So now Adam knows, and we're going to see, what is this going to do to Adam? Is this going to now make him plot some other revenge now on Nick? Because he does know the dirt on Nick about Nick killing Ashlyn Locke. Is he now going to leak that information out because he's pissed off at his brother? There's going to definitely be repercussions behind this. Definitely. Some definite repercussions. So we shall see where that goes. Let's see. We have, I think that covers that. We have Lily talking to we have a meeting, and the meeting is between Amani is sitting in as the lawyer, Nate and Lily. Lily wants to talk about, how do we do a recon against Nate quitting, because I don't want him to quit, but just in case he does, I need to know, did Nate sign an NDA? What type of contract did we lock him in when he signed up? We need to know, what are the ramifications of him quitting? So Amani is sitting there, and Devon's like, well, yeah, that is interesting. We do need to know. And Amani is like, you all need to get Nate to stay. You all should not she just is completely unprofessional. And Lily is looking at her like, wait, what? And even her attitude, the way she's saying it to them, like she is in the position to scold them, right? And so Lily, once she finishes, Lily says, you know what, I'm going to tell you. For one, Nate is our family. And for two, we're not, I'm going to try to do everything in my power to get him to stay. For three, we, meaning her and Devon, we are senior leadership management in this company. And it is our responsibility to find out from legal what type of contract Nate has. See, Amanda was the one that said, we need to know that. So she kind of looked at Amani like, can you do your job? And Amani gets up, I will look into it, and she walks out. And Lily is like, no, Devon goes, she's got a thing for Nate. And Lily says, you think? That was funny. And my whole thing is, Why then would you let her be the one to look for Nate's contract? Nate's contract should be digital. The only thing hard copy is his signature. Okay, and then I'm sure they scan that into the system. Where Amanda's at, Amanda has a laptop. Amanda should be pulling up Nate's contract, not Amani. Amani's attitude, her actions, her unprofessionalism to Devon and Lily, they need to let her know. You know what? Devon needs to call Amanda and say, you know what? Your sister is kind of getting out of hand. You know, you do need to take a stronger role, you know, with the company. Maybe, unfortunately, you guys could switch places. You know, she could go be with your mom and report into you, but she ain't cutting it here, you know. And did you even notice with Elena's contract being bought out from Newman, and now she's at Chancellor Winters, you notice it never came up about how Amani drug her feet and how Amani was unable to get that done. They didn't even ever address that with her at all. You know, she is allowed to get away with way too much. So now we have Amani and Nate. Not Amani. We have Elena and Nate. She brings him coffee, and she asked him, okay, so now with a good night's sleep, I hope a clear head is prevailing here. And he's like, no, I'm all in. I'm doing what's necessary. And Elena is pissed. She is gritting her teeth, fighting. She goes, it is wrong. Your plan is wrong on so many levels. And they still haven't told us what the plan is just yet. She says, have you looked at the ramifications as to what it's going to do? I'm looking out for Chancellor Winters. She goes, have you even thought about what this is going to do to Lily? She brought you into this. She has been the one listening to you. She has done everything to accommodate you. And this is how you're going to repay her. Well, he goes, to a point, to a point. Like he just discounted everything. He goes, and ultimately, I'm doing this for Lily. She'll see. And she's like, no, this is wrong. It's going to backfire. This is going to go so wrong. Because he goes, I have ideas and I have ambition, and this is going to show it. She goes, this is not showing ambition whatsoever. This isn't. Oh, she was just, and he goes, well, he goes, yes, I'm still. So she goes, so I guess that's it. Because she goes, you know what? I guess Amani is the one encouraging you to do this because this is wrong. This is not what you should do. She knows my potential. She values yes, she is on my side. And Elena's kind of looking at him. She goes, you know what? Then I guess that's it. And he goes, yeah, because I'm putting my plan into action today. And Elena's just sitting there. She rolled her eyes and she looked at him. He gets up out of the bed and she was just like, oh my goodness, no, he's not, right? So then we have Nate going into Victoria's office. And she goes, oh, well, you know, good to see you, Nate. And he goes, I've come with a proposition or something. I forget how he opens up the conversation with Victoria. And she goes, oh, really? A proposal for you. Oh, really? Well, what would that be? And he says, here's a piece of information. Jill wants Lily and Devon to take Chancellor Winters public. And Devon is against it. Typical. Lily, on the other hand, is for it. She goes, so I really believe Lily and Jill are going to prevail. What I'm proposing to you is I'm going to be your inside man. And I'm going to let you know everything that's happening with the IPO so that you could get all yourself in position that when it goes public, you could buy the majority of the share of stocks. Therefore, you'll own controlling interest. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, why? And I could be wrong because I don't know the ins and outs of IPOs at all. But I know the shares are publicly traded. Why couldn't Devon then go and buy the majority? He has enough money. He has enough money. He could go in and boom, there we go. Protect that interest. Leave 49% on the market, 48% on the market. So I don't know. But, of course, that's not the way it's going to be. And Victoria is sitting back and she says, okay, you are willing to do this against your family. And she's not like looking like, oh, hey, this sounds good to me. She's looking at him like, you would do this to your family? And he says, she goes, what is it you would want from me? And he goes, it's simple. Once you acquire controlling interests, I want you to name me the CEO over the company. And Victoria looks at him. And that's when she said, you would do this against your family. And Nate looks at her like, I sure would. Yeah, in a heartbeat. And I'm like, you know what, Nate? You don't understand that look on Victoria Newman's face. For one, her face is she don't like that because they have a family-owned company, okay? And family is everything to them. And if you are going to go against your family like that, I couldn't trust you in my family's company. But Victoria is a businesswoman and she's calculating. She's like, I'll use you. You could feed me all the information you want. Even though I'm thinking, isn't that ultimately illegal? He is inside of this company. This company is going to be publicly offered, and he is behind the scenes trading the private information of the inner workings of it going public. I kind of think that's illegal. Somebody comment on that. Isn't that illegal? And if Victoria is caught working with that, to like they're undermining the whole public offering, the way it's supposed to work, I don't know. But that is exact repeat of what Victor did to when Jack convinced his father to take Jabot public. Victor went in and just bought the majority of the stock. But the thing is, Victor did not have an inside man, I don't think. Jack may have boasted to him that he was going to take the company public. Victor didn't have a spy unless somebody truly remembers that. Victor just had the money and waited for it to hit on the market and bam, snatched it up. What's happening here with Nate? Nate is going to be giving her some proprietary company secrets, private information that should not, but anyway, when Nate said that, I looked at him and I said, you got to go. Now I 100% don't like Nate at all. Nate, not at all. And what I think and what I'm hoping, see, Elena is going to leave Nate because that is treachery. That is just disloyalty, that is horrible, right? She's not gonna, that's not the man she fell in love with at all. And she won't like that man. And Elena's gonna leave that man. But what Elena should do, and I'm talking about like today, is go to Devon and Lily and tell them what Nate is going to do. Although she doesn't know how he's putting it in motion today. So she may wait until he comes home, find out. But either way, there is no way Elena should let it go down like that. Let it go far at all. Elena should tell. And then if Lily and Devon were smart, Devon could do it, but Lily, I think her feelings would be so hurt. She couldn't do it. They should feed Nate misinformation. Yep. Because see, this right now, once Elena tells them what Nate's planning on doing, that should let them know that is reason number one. We should not take this company public. Just what is about to happen, we shouldn't take it public. But I would feed Nate misinformation and let him pass that misinformation along and see how that really backfires on him. I was just, when they did that, I shook my head and I said, man, how far has Nate went? Is his last name Winters? I don't know. What is Nate's last name? Hastings. How far Nate Hastings has fallen. Wow. So anyway, let's go on to comment corner because I am sick of thinking about Nate. I really am. We've got some comments here. We have Robin says, Diane wanted to be seen. Nate is headed for a big fall. When Adam finds out Sally slept with Nick, it's not going to be good. Well, guess what? He found out today. And then S. Young says, I'm glad I've taken a break from Y&R. I can't stand Nate or Amani. I'm trying to figure out when Nate became so stupid. What makes him say, I'm doing this for Lily and she'll understand? What? You're going to now be the CEO of that whole company, because that whole company will just be a division of Newman. And Lily is going to understand? How stupid are you, Nate? And how stupid do you think Victoria would be allowing you to be the CEO of a company the size of Chancellor Winters? You've been working for your family, what, 4 months, 5 months? But yeah, I'm gonna give you that responsibility. Victoria purchased a lot of smaller companies, right? She doesn't have a position for Nate, not a one of them. She goes, they already have established senior management. I'm not going to remove them for Nate. And those are smaller companies. Nate just doesn't know. He just doesn't know. Thank goodness. Oh my God. So, and then S. Young says that she used to watch the show because she loved Hillary and Devon. She's like, and now I have to watch Amanda and Devon. This whole thing about Amanda's finding her mother, all of that whole saga, that has just not made that character to me interesting at all. When they had the role of Hillary, Hillary had spunk, Hillary had drive, Hillary kept things interesting. Hillary was very forward moving. I don't see that in Amanda. I don't see that in Amanda at all. And then Libby says, let's see. Oh, she says, soon as she saw the scene where Diane was sneaking down the stairs, she said, I knew I could look forward to a reenactment, meaning me making fun of it, right? Thanks for not disappointing. LOL for the security team. off having a smoke. Yeah, and they're supposed to be watching Nikki. Or what she meant by being that door. Yeah, she's right. That door, inside of that door, has seen a whole lot of action because that office used to be Sally and Adam's little sex den. Now Sally and Nick, that door has seen a lot. You're right about that, Libby. Annette says, who will be Sally's baby daddy? Libby chimes in, yep, that's where we're headed. And then Lisa chimes in, it can't be Adam because he hasn't even been able to get next to Sally, right? Victor won't be happy about that. No, Victor will not. And Patricia chimes in and says, Sally will have her permanent meal ticket with the Newman baby. Yes, she will. Yes, she will. Mm. So, somehow they're going to make it so that somehow Sally will sleep with Adam because that's the only way we're going to have a question of paternity. Because now she slept with Nick twice. And what kills me is with soap operas, nobody uses protection. None of the women are on birth control and nobody uses protection. That is just ludicrous. Especially if you're the kind of person that's going to sleep with somebody's brother. Wait, what? You don't protect yourself? Get out of here. So those were the great comments on Comment Corners. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will be back on Monday with another episode, daily recap of the episode of The Young and the Restless. Nate is just very disappointing to me. And the thing is, Amani does not even know his plan. He just says, you told me to be ruthless and I'm going to be ruthless. And she's like, ooh, I know that's going to be good. Yeah, you're a lawyer. Once he tells you his ruthless activities that you're going to embark in, are you going to tell him the legalities of that, Amani? Yeah. One thing I know for sure is Nate did sign an NDA. She's going to make that disappear. She's absolutely going to make that disappear. She's going to do that. So Amani is going to be the biggest driver of Nate's downfall, but I honestly feel Lena should go tell, but have her bags already packed and have herself already moved out of that penthouse, period. Because once Nate finds out, he would put her out. I wouldn't even give you the chance. I'm not sleeping not one more night with this. Nope. You a betrayer. You're gonna betray your whole family. I'm out of here, and I'm telling on you too. So anyway, with that being said, everybody have a phenomenal weekend.